What is the value of x in the equation y equals 3x plus 5 when x equals y minus 1? In order to do this problem, we're going to have to use an algebra method called substitution, which means replacing a variable with another variable. So how are we going to do that with this? We know that x equals y minus 1, and there's an x right here. That means that we can substitute x into our first equation. So by replacing x with y minus 1, we can easily solve for y. So let's do that. So y, we can rewrite this equation to y equals 3 times, but instead of x, now we're going to replace x with y minus 1. So instead of x, we're going to write y minus 1 plus 5. Let's continue to simplify this. So we know that using distributive property, we can multiply 3 with y minus 1. So this becomes y equals 3y minus 3 plus 5. And then y equals 3y plus 2. And then we can minus 3y on both sides to get negative 2y equals 2. And therefore, y is going to be negative 1. But that's not what our question is asking. Our question is asking, what is x? So if we replace y back into our first equation back here, we know that x equals y minus 1. And we know that y equals negative 1. So therefore, x is just going to be negative 1 minus 1, which is going to be negative 2. So x is going to be negative 2. Now let's try a word problem. A test has 20 questions worth 100 points. The test consists of true or false questions worth 3 points each and a multiple choice question worth 11 points each. How many multiple choice questions are there on the test? So let's call the number of true or false questions t and the number of multiple choice questions m. So we know that combined there's going to be a total of 100 points. So how many true or false questions are there? So we said t. And then we know that they are worth 3 points each. So 3t plus. And then we said that our multiple choice is going to be m. So the total number of points for the multiple choice questions is going to be 11m. And the total is 100 points. And we said that there are 20 questions. And we know that the number of true or false questions is t, and the number of multiple choice questions is m. So that would mean that m plus t is going to be 20. So we said that we want to find how many multiple choice questions are there. So we're trying to solve for m. And since this lesson is all about substitution, we're going to try to use substitution to solve for m. So by playing with this equation, we can get that t equals 20 minus m. Therefore, we can simply substitute this t right here back into this t. So let's rewrite this problem right here. So we said 3 times, but instead of t, we're using 20 minus m. So we're substituting 20 minus m for t. 20 minus m plus 11m is going to equal 100. Let me make this a little bit more organized. So therefore, 60 minus 3m plus 11m equals 100. I'm gonna move this all the way over here. So if we move 60 over here, so minus 60 both sides, and then negative 3m plus 11m is going to be 8m. equals, and then 100 minus 60 is 40. And then if we divide by 8 by both sides, we can get that m equals 5. So our answer is that there's going to be 5 multiple choice questions.